Now joined by the NFL Network's Kyle Brandt. Kyle, first off, thanks for joining me in the St. Louis market here. Thanks for joining us.
Thrilled to be there. I have a lot of great memories in St. Louis. It would be about a 5-hour drive south from where I grew up, but love it. Love that you guys are having me and love what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we're talking about NFL Classics after further review. It's a show that you do on Vice. It's a great show. But this show that's coming on this week is about the greatest show on turf. You get to talk with Kurt Warner. Can you take me through the experience of kind of reliving the early 2000s and how good that team was?
Dream come true. It was incredible. It was like watching an old concert from 25 years ago, except you watch it with the lead singer, and he breaks down every song and every track and every guitar solo. I've come to know Kurt Warner. He's a colleague. He's a friend. And it was Kurt and myself and Cedric the Entertainer, a St. Louis guy through and through, watching Rams-Titans like it had just happened last week. And I have to tell you, it's an amazing experience watching it with Kurt because he's in the middle of all of it. This is the crescendo of the 99 Rams. And as the game is progressing and we're going through the show, which is an hour long, we watched the whole show, you could tell Kurt was actually getting nervous, almost like the Rams might actually lose the game and the Titans might score at the end. Even though he knows how it ends, you still saw the energy get up, and you do it right with him as a viewer and me as a host. It was so fun, and I know people who are nostalgists and football fans of St. Louis will really like it.
Was there anything in this conversation or reliving those moments for that hour with Kurt that you kind of learned that were different than what you might have known previously about that game?
Yeah, a lot, because we all know that game. We all know that season if you're a football fan, and you know the greatest hits and the highlights. Again, we watched the whole game. So there's down times. There's times when Kurt doesn't play well. A lot of things. Kurt told a crazy story about what he had to do the night before the Super Bowl when he was actually running around town looking for his roommate, who I'll remain nameless right now. And I'm like, I'd never heard that story before. He's like, yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before the Super Bowl. And then I think from a football perspective, the most fascinating thing is the Titans drive when they're tackled at the 1-yard line. You know, they were down 7 at the time. So if Kevin Dyson run past Mike Jones and scores, there was a discussion about whether or not Jeff Fisher would have gone for 2 and tried to win it flat out instead of going to overtime. And even so many of the guys on the Rams have said, listen, if they went for it, they would have got it. We were out of gas. We'd been tackling Eddie George all night, Steve McNair. It would have been the biggest decision in football history, and yet it never happened because Mike Jones made the biggest tackle in football history, and it's all part of our show we're doing.
How does this show come to happen? I mean, a lot of people, when they think about football right now, you have a lot of the younger viewers will think, you know, Mahomes and Tom Brady and the greats right now, but you're taking people on a time machine to the past to look at so many great moments in this game.
Oh, it's so fun. And in a lot of the other episodes, we go to a magical place called 1986, where Phil Simms played in Super Bowl XXI. We do games from the 2000s, and we always have at least one player, sometimes 2. But I find that young people it's a way you can learn about someone like Brett Favre for what he did on the field. You can learn about Troy Aikman. And for older people, it's just like listening to an old CD that they loved in the 90s, and the tracks just age like wine. It's really, really fun. It's easy to watch. It's super well produced because NFL Films just tossed us the keys and said, here, you can use this film. You don't see a lot of that. It's very difficult to do shows that have unfettered access to NFL history. And we do. Like, the video that we get to show alone is worth tuning in.
All right, so the Kansas City Chiefs, we're talking about football nowadays, get a win over the Giants last week, and a bit of a slower start for the Chiefs than maybe Chiefs fans or football fans have been used to in the past. But what are you seeing from this team right now as they try to figure things out early in the season?
This is one of my favorite versions of Patrick Mahomes. We've seen superstar, we've seen high flying, we've seen MVP. This is gritty Patrick Mahomes. I watch him in these games, and he looks like a boxer who doesn't have some of his punches at his disposal, and he's just doing a lot of grabbing. He's doing body blows. He's getting through rounds, and you look up, and somehow the round is 10-9, and he won. It's really cool. He's surviving right now. He's carrying them not only with running the ball more than he usually does, it feels like, but in that Giants game, he made an incredible defensive play after what would have been a turnover, and he runs and rips the ball back. It's like he is really putting the team on his shoulders while he waits for Rice and Worthy to get back, and then they can go about their business. But we've never seen this kind of Patrick Mahomes. He's just treading water and getting through rounds as a fighter, and I really like it, and he's got a lot more to do with it, too.
Even with Mahomes as a fighter, you can't give up on this team. Some people on the internet, I know you're on the internet, you see things, but people are like, maybe the Chiefs are done. There's no way, right?
Never. And listen, Maybe they didn't win the Super Bowl this year. Maybe they do. If you honestly are going to say after 3 weeks that the Chiefs won't even get a wild card, it's nuts. What are we talking about here? They got to get to 10-7. 10-7 will assure them a wild card. They're 1-2. Scratch and claw to 4-4, and then on the downturn, when the season changes and after Thanksgiving, hit your stride. Their last 4 games, the Chiefs, are either division games or against the Titans. They get to December and they got all their weapons. Watch out. Don't count them out. Don't be that person who the internet laughs at in December.
All right, this last Sunday, Luther Burden III, the St. Louis product, the guy that went to Mizzou, gets his first touchdown for the Bears. The Bears' offense is kind of got some talent on it, and then you look at their wide receiver core, and it seems like he might be waiting his turn a little bit. But what have you seen from the young star? It seems like he just gets flashes of greatness, and you can kind of see something coming.
Well, it's quite an incredible flash to catch a 62-yard pass from Caleb Williams off one of the craziest flea flickers I've ever seen. Listen, I follow the Bears very closely, and they do have DJ Moore and Roma Dumze, who are high-paid, high picks. Burden III was popping in training camp. They're like, this guy's great. We got to get him on the field. Sure enough, they have. And when they draw up that play, Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears' new coach, the genius of trick plays, who does the ball go to on Caleb's longest pass of his career? It's not a Dunze. It's not Moore. It is this kid who just showed up and has crazy talent out of Mizzou. I love him. I know the Bears coaches love him. And it's like they have an embarrassment of riches at wide receiver if you're the Bears. But Caleb loves them, and that's most important.
All right, last thing real quick.
Yeah.
GMFB OT is just over a year old, if my math is correct. We did an interview with Jamie Erdahl last year about what this show could be, and it actually airs on Matrix Midwest here in the St. Louis area. That's our sister station here at First Alert 4. How has the first year of GMFB OT been, as you guys have just extended your coverage and extended the show a couple hours as well?
Like a fighter, stealing rounds, grabbing body blows like Patrick Mahomes in 2025 in some ways, but then now in other ways. I mean, we were so thrilled to be able to do GMFB Overtime and be syndicated with all these other shows and things like Judge Judy that we loved growing up. It's fun, it's wild, it's really, really loose. And it's like I said earlier about the show I'm doing for Vice. We have full access to every highlight in NFL history. We can run anything we want. And the list of shows that can do that is, you can count them on one hand. It's a fun show. It's a party show. It's a morning show, man. You get it. You get up, you got to have energy when you get on camera and sit behind that desk. And it's a blast doing it every single day.
Kyle Brandt, always good having you on, and thanks for joining us.
Absolutely thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me.